Alright, well, it's New Year's Eve. It's a pretty day, just cold as shit. And nobody's out at my gun club, so I figured it'd be a good time to do a video on my new Hudson, which I have now had for a couple weeks. I've heard other people say this, and I'll say it too. The Trijicon HD sights are too fat. Well, the front sight's too fat, and I can't group very well with it. But it does shoot very nice. It cycles my hand loads perfectly fine. The trigger's great. It does have a little bit of slop in it. Anyone that knows me knows I'm a trigger snob. So you got the little safety dingus here, and there's a bit of play up and down. Just, you know, not really a big deal. Something that just bothers me, I guess. You can see the reset's pretty. I do like the gun came with the sights, but at the same time, I would prefer that it came with some crappy ones and a more readily available dovetail cut like Glock. I've heard it's M&P cut on the front sight, but the rear sight is a lot smaller than M&P cut, so I'm not sure what dovetail cut they're actually using on this thing. I plan on putting some Dawson precision sights on here like I have on my 9mm 1911. But the magazines are kind of a pain to load. I've shot probably 600-700 rounds to this gun so far in a couple weeks I've had it. The magazines do seem like they're starting to break in a bit. They're getting easier to load, or my thumbs are just getting stronger. Most of my magazines are not that hard to load. This gun does tend to shoot low. Another reason I'm going to put Dawson sights on it, I can order a front sight that's a little shorter, and if that doesn't work out, Dawson Precision has a 0 guarantee, so that they'll send me a new front sight until I get it zeroed where I want it, and then I'll be ready to put into some matches. Also, I think they should bevel the mag well out more, or hopefully in the future we'll have something to go on the mainspring housing here that will have an extended magazine well. And it's not bad, it's just, you know, I would like more. You can see the recoil on this thing. Make sure I'm in the frame. What happened here? I might have seeded that primer in too deep. These are my hand loads. And this is a Advanced Holster Systems holster. There's only a couple people making holsters for this gun right now. It basically works like a Blade Tech. It does have the Blade Tech tack lock on it, which you can order with Safariland too if you want. Let's see. I'm sure if I put this round in here again, it'll go off. But I look forward to match footage with this gun. And I got some other stuff. Alright, so I'm doing several videos in a row here because I have the time to do it. I'm going to go over how to clean the KSG real quick. So basically what you do is you take you some cleaning chemical like Rim Oil Hoppies number 9 and just spray it down the bore. And you take you one of these little bore snaky dudes, and it's got a brass weight at the end, and get it in the bore, and you on down so you can grab it off the other end. Just like that. Just pull it through. And that's pretty much it. Bam. Good to go. No, seriously though. Get this out the way now. Cool. So you have this little takedown dude right here. You're gonna press that through. It's on the plastic part. So I don't scratch it. So once you press it through, rotate this down like that. I've already pulled the trigger. Comes right off. Barrel comes out right there. That's it. Taking the rest of the gun apart, I have not done yet. I will here eventually. I gotta replace this front sight before I start fucking with anything else. As more stuff comes to market for this gun, figure out how exactly I want it to have set up. The current sights though are just not gonna work. Honestly, I don't like the front or the rear sight. There's just too much room for error. The front sight's too fat. I can't grip for shit with it. The gun's inherently accurate. If you really slow down, you can get really good groups. I've heard other people are having issues getting groups at all, and they're shooting off of sandbags. And to that, I'll say that when you shoot a pistol from a sandbag, you're shooting totally different than if you were standing up and shooting it like you normally would be. So yeah, you're not going to get good groups doing that unless it's a gun that you always just shoot in that manner, like really big bore revolvers people hunt with, or break action 270 pistols, stuff like that. But you know, doing it with this, I can't ever hit shit shooting a pistol like that. But standing up, one-handed at 200 with my Beretta, I can do. On a sandbag, yeah, I'll never hit it. So there's just something different about the way your eyes are perceiving the sights when you do it that way. I don't know. I couldn't tell you the science behind it, but I'm not actually going to sit here and clean this pistol while I'm talking, because cleaning a gun, it's, you know, simple shit. I do want to talk about some of the issues I have with this gun. The gun works fine, it's 100% reliable. The sights are an issue, already said. The other thing is the magazines work fine. They are kind of hard to load, and you can see like the seam on the back where they welded them together. It's like a bump here on all three of the magazines I have that came with this. And the foreplate is a thin plastic base pad. I'm a little curious as to how well that base pad's going to hold up. I think one of the first aftermarket options they need to come to the table for this gun is replacement base pads that are steel, or some kind of rubber bumper, something like that. And the other thing is a magazine well. I think it would be pretty easy for them to engineer something that just goes straight into this lanyard loop and then comes forward and extends this out more. I mean, it's not really difficult to get it in there, but it is kind of square. I would just like to see it a little more. And it tends to want to hang up when you have it too off to the side. Just something to help you a little more would be good. I would like an extended mag well, so that would be nice. Also, when I get a thread barrel, I see that these are being sold now, thread barrels. Everywhere I've seen online, they're out of stock, and they're like 220 bucks. I expect that. All my other thread barrels were about that. So, but more updates to come on this as I get the time and the money to do it. My next match will probably be with this gun. But anyway, that's it. Alright, one more thing I want to mention is the holster that I got. I cannot remember the name of the company I got it from. AHS or AMS. Advanced Holster Systems, AHS, and I got it with the Blade Tech interlock belt through here. You adjust the width of your belt here. You just take these out and move them up and down. It's the same thing I use for my shot shell caddies. They offer it with the Safariland setup and one other deal I forgot. And I think it was like 60 bucks or 50 bucks. I can't remember. I should have got with Safariland. I mean, this secure, it works great. Pause this music so make sure y'all can hear me. This is just slightly uncomfortable because the gun's heavy if you're wearing it for a long period of time. I don't use this gun for work, it's just going to be for matches and stuff. So it's really not that big a deal, but I do have another Safariland holster for my 1911. It'd be nice to interchange some of the mounting parts. It's just got 2 screws right here with the rubber pieces that squeeze to put tension on the gun. And I've got them kind of loose. So it's just like that. You can tighten it down if you want. Easy in and out. It does kind of touch the gun right here. So eventually my finish is going to be worn off across the top with this holster, which is expected. It happens pretty much with every gun that goes in. I have a holster a lot. Some crap on here. But yeah, you just pop that on your belt. That locks it in. And I do like that it's cut across the top. And I specifically chose it that way because I might send the slide off to get a delta point put on. And there's no clearance issue. I saw the holster they were running at in range, and they had the holster specifically for the gun with the delta point on it. I was like, yeah, but if you're not going to use the delta point, you just have extra big fucking tumor hanging off the top of your holster. So, you know, like this is just kind of like my Blackhawk I use every day for my Beretta. It's pretty quick to clear. You don't have to come up way up here like some of the holsters to clear it straight out. Same with that. And then as soon as you get to right there, you can start pivoting your elbow up. So it's a good holster. I just should have got it with Safariland, but yeah. The first 2 shells are subsonic. They're loaded by Federal. The one after that's just a standard bird shot going 1,200 feet per second. I was told when I bought this it's a Gen 4. I don't know. I haven't really had any problems with this thing cycling. I bought it brand new in 2016. I'm going to face it this way. Just shoot the dirt. Alright, so that last one was supersonic. First 2 were sub. Kind of hear some first round pop. This thing does have a lot of volume in it.